The Justice Department is reviewing classified documents from President Biden's vice presidency. That's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it?
Tough to say, isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
President Biden's vice presidency.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Say that 5 times fast. The documents found just before the midterm elections in a private office. The discovery already adding fuel to the calls by some GOP leaders to investigate the president, and it comes as he considers another possible run for the White House. News Nation correspondent Allison Harris joining us live with the latest. Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, Adrian. The Justice Department is now investigating, and we're talking about classified documents again this morning, but this time it's in President Biden's possession. These were found by some of President Biden's personal attorneys when they were packing up a private office of his. This office is here in D.C. It's at the Penn Biden Center, which is part of University of Pennsylvania. President Biden was an honorary professor there from 2017 to 2019. They were found in a locked closet, and it is important to note that these documents were immediately handed over to the National Archives, so the White House is cooperating with the archives. That happened on November 2nd, which is notable. It's a day before the midterms. However, we are just now learning about this. Attorney General Merrick Garland has reportedly tapped Chicago U.S. Attorney John Lausch to look into this. A statement from a special counsel to the president reads, the president periodically used this space from mid-2017 until the start of the 2020 campaign. The documents were not the subject of any previous request or inquiry by the archives. The president's personal attorneys have cooperated with the archives and the Justice Department in a process to ensure that any Obama-Biden administration records are appropriately in the possession of the archives. Republicans are now in control of the House. They have vowed to investigate President Biden for a number of issues. Add this to the list. Overnight, you had the new House Oversight Chairman, James Comer, saying that he is going to look into this. They want more information about these sensitive documents, also telling reporters that there is a two-tier justice system, that they are treating Democrats and Republicans and possibly treating a former president and a current president differently. Adrian?
You know, Allison, let's talk a little bit more about that. It wasn't too long ago before we were discussing the classified documents at former President Trump's office. So how are these two considerations similar? How are these two cases similar?
Well, it doesn't seem like this was a trove of sensitive documents, classified documents, like was found at Mar-a-Lago. We don't know exactly how many documents yet in President Biden's possession, but we will find that out. I think a lot of people can remember the images of the FBI raiding Mar-a-Lago, the private club and residence of the former president. 300 documents were eventually handed over to the National Archives. So a bit of a difference there. And Trump overnight posted something to Truth Social pretty quickly after this news broke, saying, when is the FBI going to raid the many homes of Joe Biden, perhaps even the White House? These documents were definitely not declassified. This becomes an issue of national security. And also, Adrian, I want to mention, President Biden commented on the classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago a couple weeks after they were discovered, saying in an interview, how could that possibly happen? How anyone could be that irresponsible? It's just totally irresponsible. Adrian.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.